It's a shame that this has to happen to Robbie Keane for people to actively give a shit about him. Welcome to an interesting video that I've been wanting to make for a long time, and it addresses something that is inevitable with the whole, it started with Miguel, it should end with Miguel crowd. I'm just jumping straight into it, guys. The show was always going to end with Miguel. That's called storytelling. Just because you say it started with Miguel and it should end with Miguel because you heard it from someone else and then you repeat it, you regurgitate it because you don't have original thought and you don't know actual storytelling, you just say it because, doesn't mean that quantifies other characters. This is an ensemble show. It was always going to end with Miguel, and based upon what I know and what we all know, we're in for a treat. We're going to get some prime Miguel Diaz, the Miguel Diaz that I have been missing for 3 seasons. And look, I love Miguel in season 4. I love him in season 5. But to me, I feel like something's been missing the last 2-3 seasons. And from what we know and what we can see, especially that shot in the trailer of Miguel running on the stage to defend his boy, that's Miguel Diaz. That's my Miguel Diaz right there. And I'm very grateful and glad that we're getting Rage Miguel back. Whenever I've always said a focus Robbie is a dangerous Robbie. A Rage Miguel is a Rage Miguel. And it's great. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But I'm going to jump straight into my point being, there are people who can articulately express that they like the idea of Robbie's injury happening because it allows Miguel to have a purpose beyond I need Stanford. I've said it since part 1. That is a basic motivation. It's shit. I'm sorry. I've stood on business and I will say it again and say it proud. It's a terrible motivation. Coming from season 4, when Daniel says college isn't all that important to Miguel specifically, and then all of a sudden college is the big deal. I don't see, like, it's counterintuitive. You're contradicting what you know what I'm saying? So to me, I always felt like there's got to be something more. There has to be, as opposed to Tori, whose mum just died, Robbie, who has no future. There's got to be something more at play. And with the route that part 2 has been taking, especially with this brother dynamic between these two, you can now see that, okay, now we're going with that Robbie's going to inevitably step up to the plate and he will get injured and Miguel will step in and avenge him. And that's really cool because they win it as a family. Miguel fights for something other than himself, and he shows everyone why the show started with him in the first place. That's emotional gravity. That's something I can get behind. That's something that will get people hooked and on board. Not just, oh, it started with him, it should end with him. Yeah, but what about Robbie? Like, you don't put a character in the spotlight to do something and have the character not do it. It's called violating the Chekhov's gun principle. And for any of my filmmaking people, you know exactly what I'm on about. It means if you introduce a gun, you have to be prepared to fire it. Don't introduce the gun if you're not going to fire it. Like, it doesn't make sense. So is it a bit of a shame that Robbie's injury is going to happen? Yeah, because it means he's going to miss out on a trophy for the 3rd time. But I'm all about purpose and intention. And sorry if my voice sounds, a bit gravelly today. It's just a bit sore. I'm all about purpose and intention and emotional intensity and gravity and what substance can we give it? And I think Miguel doing it for college versus Miguel avenging his brother and getting revenge on Axel for cheating, doing it for his mother, doing it for Johnny, doing it for himself as well beyond college. He's Miguel freaking Diaz. Like, forget college. Who is he? That's the kind of stuff that I want. And it looks like we're going in that route. And that's really great to see. That's exactly what the show's been missing for Miguel for quite a while. And I'm glad that we're going back to that. For everyone that calls me some Robbie fanboy, it's like, no, I'm call it what it is. It's called good storytelling. You don't have characters do things for no reason. Maybe you guys don't know because you're just fans and you just watch this stuff and you can have your preferences and that's fine. And I'm not trying to sound like that guy, but stories are designed in certain ways with character arcs in mind. You don't just do something for the sake of it. So I'm not talking to the people who like the idea of both of these two shining together, Miguel avenging his brother, and then obviously Miguel coming into his own and fight. What's he fighting for? But it is a shame there is a sick-minded part of the fandom that I've been engaging with for the last 4 years that they see this, like they see Robbie's injury and they go, oh, you see, like that's the tribalistic society that we're in now. It's just people screaming at each other. And to me, it's not an articulate discussion about things. It's just you shouting. I'd much rather you say you want a character to win because they're your favorite. Just say that. Don't concoct some BS about, oh, okay, it started with Miguel, it should end with Miguel. No, stop repeating what someone else said. Stop repeating that. It's always going to end with Miguel because it started with him and Johnny in season 1. It would be poor storytelling to not have it end with them in some way, shape, or form. But where I'm coming at this from, and I've said this for a while, I love Miguel Diaz with a passion. His fans, however, oh my goodness, like the toxicity. And hey, Robbie fans aren't any better. They can be just as vocal and just as annoying and think that Robbie should get everything under the sun because he has a sob story. When that's not that's the same as the Miguel started with crap. It's just two sides just bickering at each other, and I'm just out here enjoying both. You know what I mean? Am I the only one who enjoys both of these guys for real? Like, why deprive yourself of the greatness of both of their character arcs? And to me, as I've said, if you take Robbie out of the show, you lose a lot. You really do. You don't get characters like Robbie often. You really don't. And the dynamic that they go for both of these two, and I'll say it on this video here, I love Johnny and Daniel with a passion, but Miguel and Robbie have way more potential than them two do because they're starting from young. You've got so much potential there and so much history. It's just great. You know, like I said, I'm not talking to the people who see the storytelling of these two being brothers and, you know, what they're fighting for as a family unit. You know, and you can see from the trailer that Miguel's pushing Robbie. He wants him to win. So when Robbie gets it inevitably taken away from him again, Miguel's fighting to avenge his brother. Like, and I talk to this side of the fandom and go, do you guys have friends? Like, I mean, just genuinely, does this side of the fandom have friends or to know what it's like? Because I know damn well if my friend was in the spotlight, I would want them to win, not be salty and be jealous. I'd want them to win and I'd want them to thrive. And then if they lost, I would want to step in and avenge them. That's what a brother does. So inevitably, when that happens, it's gonna suck. It's just a shame that there is a part of this fandom that is rallying behind Robbie's injury and going, you see, I told you. And it's just like, you're celebrating the injury of a child. Like, stop it. Get some help. Like, honestly, I'm the one guy that will call it out. It's weird. And it's always these aura TikTok types of folks. It's strange. It's just so weird to me. It's like you're celebrating the injury of a child. You do realize that? I mean, I don't know. At least to me, it may just be me. It may just be me, but I see a section of the fandom that really enjoys the fact that Robbie's getting this injury. And it's not because of what it can serve for Miguel and other characters and the emotional gravity you can give it. It's because, Robbie sucks. It's like, that's one thing I won't miss in talking about this show. I really won't miss that. And, you know, for real, that's one thing I'm not going to miss talking about at all. Like, I'm really not. Like, I love both of these goats equally. I'm happy they're getting their shine. I'm happy Robbie's going to go out swinging. Miguel's going to get revenge, and we're going to see that dark side Miguel that we saw glimpses of in season 2. We get to go all in with that, and we get to see a no mercy Miguel again. It's going to be great. It's just a shame that how we get there is at this guy's expense once again. You know, it's just like, But again, it's all about purpose and intention. And if they use the emotional gravity of it, that's something I can get behind. If you just do it because, you know what I'm saying? So I think we'll be good. I think there will be emotional gravity. I think the trailer clearly shows the solidarity between these two is very palpable. And I honestly think, for me, this is one of my favorite duos in all of pop culture right now. And it will be for a long time coming. They have broken into the ranks of Tommy and Jason, Rocky and Apollo, Goku and Vegeta. They're in there. Like, I freaking love these two. The amount of layers and depth and complexity and the way Sholo and Tanner, you know, portray both of these characters, it's incredible. Like, honestly, it's brilliant. Guys and girls, comment down below. Let's start spreading some Robbie Miguel love. Let's start spreading some brotherly love in the comment section here. Tell me your favorite bro moment of these guys. Get it down in the comment section. What's your favorite bro moment between these two? And what would you like to see of this dynamic one final time going into part 3? Miguel or Robbie? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my life. It doesn't affect your life. We still wake up tomorrow. Miguel or Robbie? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.